Hey everyone, this is Music Tech Help Guy, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a quick reverse snare or clap effect. This is very easy to do, and it basically just requires some editing and one stock Logic plugin. And the plugin's actually optional. So I'm working on a new track here, and the beat kicks in here at bar 9, so I'll just let you hear what this sounds like as is. And I've got this clap sample here that I just soloed. And on some of these clap hits, I want there to be a bit of a reversed sound right before the clap hits. So this will work for snare drums, this will work for claps, really this will work for any percussion instrument. You just have to make sure that whatever instrument you're working with has been converted to audio. In this case, it's just a sample that I'm using. So I'm going to start by duplicating the clap track here. I'm going to grab my marquee tool, and I'm also going to use beat snap, and I'm going to snap to an absolute grid. And what I'm going to do is just drag over one of these claps and then hold Option and drag it down to the duplicate track. Then I'm just going to select this new region here, and I'm going to go over to the region inspector and select reverse. So this will reverse the playback of that clap. Now let's say, for example, I want this on every single clap. I could do something like this, and I could put a reverse clap before each of the on the grid claps. But it sounds a bit weird that the transients are kind of lining up. What I want to do is sort of cut off the end of the transient on the reverse sample. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to turn off my grid snap temporarily, drag over these, and I'm just going to trim this in just a touch, just to sort of get rid of that transient. Then I'm going to move all of these over. I'm just going to barely put them over the grid line. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to turn grid snap back on, and using the marquee tool, I'm just going to trim up the back of that, and then I'm just going to trim this up as well, just to make this exactly one beat in length. And now what I can do is I can actually replace all of these instead of manually editing them. So I'll just hold Option and duplicate those over. So it's up to you how much of the transient at the end of the reverse sample you want to cut off. Now, another thing I like to do that's actually completely optional is I like to pitch shift it and formant shift it a bit, just to make the reverse sound a bit lower than the original sample. Now, to do this, I'm going to add the vocal transformer plugin. You might think I'm crazy for doing this, but the reason why I'm using the vocal transformer is because it not only has a pitch shift control, but also a formant shift control in it. So what I'm going to do is pitch shift this down a bit, and then pitch shift the formants down as well. And this is completely up to you how much of this pitch shift and formant shift you want, if any. Now, what you might also feel like you want to do is you may want to shorten the amount of time it takes for each sample to sort of fade in. So once again, I'm going to turn off my snap, trim all of these in just a bit. I'll hold Shift and Control and drag over this to create a fade. Now I'm going to join all of these together, and my reason for joining them together is because I just want one sort of loop that I can copy and paste wherever I want it. However, I only want the reverse effect on every fourth clap. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to grid snap, and I'm just going to trim this up to a 1 beat sample. And then what I can do is I can just copy and paste this. Okay, so I've copied this over so that the reverse sample is only playing every fourth clap hit. And let's see what this sounds like in the mix. Yeah, so you'll have to do some volume balancing. Most likely you'll want the volume of the reverse clap to be slightly lower than the main clap, because if it's too loud, it's not going to sound like it's part of the clap track. And if it's too quiet, you're not going to hear it in the mix. So that's how you can create a quick reverse snare or clap effect using Logic Pro. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. As always, thank you so much for the support, and thanks for watching.